My dear people, I've come to a realization that neither Anbernic or Retroid will ever sponsor me, no matter how big this channel might grow, because all I seem to do is dunk on these companies and on their product. But Retroid is not in my spotlight today. It's good old Anbernic and their brand new device that is not yet on sale. This monstrosity right here, the Anbernic RG556. I can tell you why it sucks and I'll prove it objectively. I don't want to be accused that I'm throwing free hate in the world out there. I'm not... I wanted to say the name of a famous German dictator, but I don't think that joke will run on YouTube. Synonyms, blood synonyms. I'm not a internet cave-dwelling hater. I guess I just have standards, and because I care for this community, you mother flippers that share the same passions as me, I want us to have the best things in this life, meaning we shouldn't be prey for these companies. If they deliver us a bad product, then we should be the first ones to punish them. Punishing companies is good. We should always do it. We should taste their blood and be like... And we should revel in it. We should taste it on our lips. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, look at this freaking thing. Let's break it down into the multiple reasons why I think you, and me as well, but you should save your money and not buy that freaking thing. First of all, it's big. It's way too big. And the main thing that saved the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, from what people in the comments told me, was the portability factor. People want a handheld that they can actually pocket, that they can carry with them, play on the bus, play on the train, play on the plane, play on the blah blah. That's what people seem to sacrifice a whole lot for in the name of portability, because as we talked about the Retroid Pocket 4, it gets super hot, it's not as performant as it should be. Playing PS2 on it is a constant game of anxiety, but at the end of the day, it's portable, and nothing on this planet, no one can take that away from it. The Anbernic RG556 doesn't have this luxury, however. It's a big, bulky device that doesn't seem to have a proper place in a man's life. It's big enough to not be pocketable, yet it's small enough to not have a huge screen like my sweet monstrosity of a makeshift handheld that I made in this clip right here. I really hope future Vlad doesn't forget. I really hope that future Vlad doesn't forget to put the clip somewhere around here, but in case I forget, it's like 3 or 4 clips ago, you'll be sure to find it. That thing was, well, kind of portable and had a big screen. The RG556, however, from Anbernic, isn't really portable. It's no Retroid Pocket, you can't have it in your pocket. Hence why it's not called the Anbernic freaking Pocket. And the other thing is the performance. The equivalent performance of this thing is what the normal Retroid 4, the non-Pro version, would have, meaning that playing PS2 is an even more challenging endeavor, and if I was so hard on the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, I cannot excuse Anbernic for putting out a device like this. This is, and I want all of you guys to understand this going in, this is a glorified PSP emulator. It will do good with PSP, and if you don't want to pay to play higher consoles than this, then the Anbernic RG556 might find a good use case for you. The other thing, and this is totally subjective, look at this transparent blue color. The glossiness of it just oozes cheap plastic feeling. I hope I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, because the YouTube gods are very particular with what's acceptable and not. But when I first saw that, I for some reason thought of bubblegum condoms. I don't know why, don't ask me, that's where my stupid brain went, but when I saw this particular shade of transparent blue, I thought of bubblegum condoms. Do bubblegum condoms exist? I have no idea, but that's the equivalent of what my brain thought of. Do you know those pictures that psychologists sometimes show with random splashes of ink? And then they ask you to say, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Well, when I see this RG556 from Anbernic, apparently my first thought is bubblegum condoms. Would I be able to respect myself whipping that out on a train and trying to play it as an aging, bearded, bald guy? I don't think so. I think I would be ashamed, and this might be stupid. A lot of you guys who love this console might say it's stupid, and I agree. I genuinely agree that this is highly silly and subjective, but it would be like playing on a console that has the Powerpuff Girls on them. I don't know why, my brain simply goes there. It's not cosmic blue, it's not cool retro blue, it's shiny, cheap plastic blue. But just so I don't spread meaningless hate for free, I also have to give it a few points. First of all, the screen is a beautiful OLED display, and while it still has those bezels around the screen, which I await for a console handheld manufacturer to take the elimination of bezels seriously. Why the hell can't they do it? We have bezel-less phones. Look at this mother flipper. No bezels. If we can do this on phones, why can't we do this on consoles? They sure as hell cost almost the same by this point. And last but not least, the biggest deal breaker that people should have with the Anbernic RG556 is the price. We don't actually know the price yet, and yeah, I can already hear you guys in the comments. Vlad, why do you talk about the price if you don't actually know the price? Just a quick update, guys. Anbernic officially launched the RG556 and it's 2 AM right now, and I'm still editing. So I have a whole segment about how Reddit thought the price would start at $220. That turned out to be wrong. So yeah, I had to do this quick post clip, passing the torch back to regular Vlad now. So think of it. It's genuinely more expensive than the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, which is more performant, more pocketable, is cuter, I would say, and this has a bigger screen, yes. But what's the point of a handheld that's big if it's not performant? You might as well buy a Lenovo Legion Y700 from 2023, like, again, I did in this clip that I posted earlier with my homemade Frankenstein handheld, and go all out on that. Because that gives you a better bang for the buck, plus reusability. It's a pragmatic device with a crap ton of use cases, because it's a tablet that turns into a console. Whereas this, I just don't understand how Anbernic, and real talk for a second, Anbernic is a company, right? They have people that earn salaries sitting there on the board of directors or the design architects of each and every console. They must be paid to think, how can we outsmart the competition? I don't know. What did Retroid push out? What did Ayn push out with the Odin 2? What did other competitors push out? We need to push out something better, something that gives the users more than what these guys did. And there was this one guy probably in the office, which was like, I know, let's release a fucking potato, because people will buy it anyway, and let's make it bubblegum condom colored. And everybody was like, yay! And then they invested a lot in going past the design stage and going with this model in pre-production and so on and so forth. Why? Why do those people still have a job? How on earth does Anbernic think that a console like this is a good idea? You get lower performance, bulkier size. The bulkier size is only excused when you have higher performance and a bigger screen. That's it. If you still have a big but not so big to actually warrant the fact that you can't shove it in a pocket anymore kind of screen, then you've done nothing but kill the product. What are the use cases? You play it on the couch, and that's it. You're on a train. What? Where do you carry it? Do you put it in a backpack? At that point, you might as well have a Steam Deck. Or, in my humble opinion, a Miyoo Mini Plus, which is the absolute perfect pocketable handheld. Links in the description, by the way, for the Miyoo Mini Plus. Affiliate links, I get a small portion of whatever you purchase from there, the price for you remains the same, I get to buy a coffee, blah blah blah, you've heard this speech from a million YouTubers. But I would love for Anbernic to actually bring something competitive. If this thing ends up being over the price of a Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, and closer to the price of a baseline Odin 2, then it's dead. It's dead. It's more dead than my dreams. It's more dead than my will to have a long and healthy life, and more dead than my optimism to live a life full of happiness. That console represents this. The RG556 represents a life void of happiness. Okay, I might have jumped the gun. Anbernic, if I ever grow big enough for you to notice me, please still sponsor me. I would love to be a sellout. I won't be a sellout. However, honestly, they have good products. Sometimes they don't hit the mark though, and I really think that this time Anbernic did not hit the mark. I'm not saying that they are a bad company. Damage control, blood, damage control, damage control. I'm just saying this specific product, it's in limbo. It's literally in limbo. It was born too deformed to fit in the pocket and born too slow-minded to fix people's problems. Am I this console, actually? Okay, the parallels that I'm drawing don't seem too healthy for my personal mental state. In fact, the only use case for this console is if you want to buy it to gift it to your enemies. If you have any nerd enemies that actually understand the message that this console associates with, well, I think this is like the equivalent of how the mob used to deliver horse heads to people. Well, I'm going massively I'm going massively off script with this. I don't want the algorithm to kill me, so I'm gonna leave it at that. If this was one of the first ever Android handhelds that would have been released, we all would have eaten it up and loved it and absorbed it. But the fact of the matter is that this is now a saturated field with many competitors, many producers which deliver very quality handhelds. We'll see what happens next. Maybe I'm missing something. It might be good for cloud streaming, but everything is almost that isn't a dumb device. I guess we'll see where this takes us. These are my thoughts on the issue. Let me know if you think differently, let me know if you disagree, let me know if you think that I'm totally off the mark with this. I'm totally open to new opinions and feedback and different perceptions. I said this in every clip and I mean it. I love you guys. I love reading the comments. Keep them coming. I'm not saying this for the algorithm. I'm saying this because I genuinely enjoy replying to you guys. See you in the next clip. Love you all.